Did you ever see something that a blogger, creator, or celebrity was wearing and think, even somewhat delusionally, I could make that? Well, that was me when I saw the YouTube creator Beth Jones, or B Jones Style, wearing this crochet sweater. Well, fast forward to a little over a month and I have my own version. Today's video is all about making this crochet sweater out of macrame cording. You heard me right. I'll be sharing what I used to make it, how I made the sweater, why I almost threw it out at one point, and what I did to fix it. And finally, 6 ways to wear it, because this has become my new go-to favorite summer sweater in my closet. Let's talk about the materials. The most interesting thing about this sweater ended up being the materials that I used to make it. What compelled me to want to make this sweater was the shape, the spacing of the crochet, and the fact that it looked like it was a perfect summer sweater. So I wanted to replicate that feeling. I usually gravitate towards color and bold prints in my design, but I still love the look of this cream sweater. So in the spirit of not buying anything new, at least initially, I looked through my yarn stash and found one spool of macrame cord that just happened to be the color of the sweater and about the right gauge. The Katya macrame cord. This is a recycled yarn made out of 65% cotton, 25% polyester, and 10% other fibers. And that kind of cool material content combined with the open weave of the sweater actually made it really comfortable for a hot summer day. Unlike wool, which can kind of stretch over time, this cording is really going to hold its shape long term despite the weight of the pattern that I'm creating with it, which is pretty neat. I used a 6mm hook when I was crocheting this, which I felt was appropriate considering kind of the yarn size. So this sweater took 8 rolls of the Katya macrame cording, which ended up being about 96 euros, to give you a little idea of the cost, but that also gives you an idea of, with 8 of these, why this is so heavy. So how do I turn a photo into a sweater without a pattern? When I first saw a photo of this sweater, what really struck me about it was the particular crochet stitch that was used. It was a clear repeating pattern of 3 double crochets and a chain in between, which, if you know crochet, is the foundation of a classic granny square. And if you have been around here a while, you know I am the queen of the granny square fan club. So of course, when I saw the stitch, I was sure I could make it. Remember, sometimes delusion is your friend. I decided it would be easiest to start from the neck and then work my way downward, which would allow me to determine if the gauge was right and to make sure my material was working without too much investment. Also, I could check to see if it fit around my head, etc. I started, like kind of all crochet projects, with a basic chain that I made sure could go around my neck, and then I did 2 rows of double crochet. Once those were complete, I tested to see if I could pull it over my head, which fortunately I could. There was enough ease in between the double crochets. So I just joined that in around and then started that main pattern of double crochet 3 times and then a chain of 3 in between. I also added in an extra chain of 3 at the end of those first 2 rounds, and then once I started the other direction, an extra 3 double crochets to get it to start to form that circular shape. So as you can see here, there's 2 rounds that are actually done in a circle all the way around. At this point, I split the front and the back because I was kind of just figuring out what I was trying to do, and also because I knew I wanted kind of triangular shapes in the front and the back to allow for a really wide dolman sleeve, which was something that was in that original photo, and I really loved that design detail. At some point in this process, I decided I was going to sketch out some ideas for vacation outfits using projects that I had been working on, had in progress, and this actually ended up being a crucial piece for me in figuring out the final shape of the sweater. The sketch look gave me a total surfer vibe with these wide bell sleeves, a bucket hat, and some board shorts. It was a look I absolutely wanted to wear. So once I had that front and back part of the body done, I joined them together and then added in a row of single crochet around the bottom to tie it in with the neckline. Crocheting the sleeve shape actually ended up being a little bit trickier since I knew I had to join the front and the back, so that was something that was definitely a little bit of trial and error. At this point, I think my experience with flat patterning in sewing really helped because I can visualize kind of what that sleeve shape looks like, especially with a dolman sleeve. So as you can see, it's essentially this really wide triangular shape. And it does change colors on the back. I bought all of the tan colored macrame cording from my local yarn store and had to switch to this more cream color. Now here's where it all went wrong. And if you've made it this far, I'd love to hear your guesses as what you think went terribly wrong in the next step that made me want to throw away this sweater before I give you the answer. I was getting close to finishing the sleeve, and I was thinking to myself that having such a wide bell sleeve would probably be an issue when I was out to dinner and things like that, like I might dip it in the sauce, etc. Things that I would absolutely do. So I decided that that wide bell sleeve that I had loved initially might actually be a problem, and instead decided to turn it into more of a lantern shape where it actually started decreasing and then finished with a cuff that spilled over the sides, forming that lantern shape. So I finished both sleeves, I put on the sweater, and I hated it. Oh my gosh, I hated it so much. I hated the way it looked. And I tossed the sweater in the closet, and I told my husband that I was like, it's ruined, it's done. I'm just gonna unravel it tomorrow. All of this effort was for nothing. This is the ugliest thing I've ever put on. Luckily, I sat on that idea for about 24 hours. And then I remember looking at my little summer outfit drawing and thinking, I destroyed the vibe. So I unraveled either arm all the way up to about here, and then I recrocheted it, just keeping kind of that width as I went all the way along, and then finished it off with our hallmark 1 row of double crochets in every stitch. Changing the sleeve shape back ended up saving the sweater. And as for functionality and my sauce concern, I found the open weave actually lets me kind of hook my thumbs through because it's at a long enough length that if I really need to control it, I can just grab it there. And also, this is such a thick cording, I can actually just roll up the sleeves, which even that's really cute, I think. Is a super heavy macrame cord, fisherman style sweater really that easy to wear and that versatile? Well, I think it is. I've worn it to dinner with a green slip dress for a very kind of beach chic vibe. I've worn it on a long drive to Austria with just a tank top and a pair of shorts underneath. I love the idea of layering it with a skirt and a tank top to give it a very different kind of feeling. Or with some breezy trousers, kind of similar to what I'm wearing right now. I even love the idea of mixing things up with a button-up underneath. Especially as the weather gets a little bit cooler, why not add layers? Perhaps the best inspiration of all, with a bucket hat and some board shorts. My favorite way to wear it. If I made this sweater again, would I make it out of the same material? Absolutely. The use of the macrame cording ended up creating this kind of unintentional, very fisherman vibe to the sweater, since the fiber is clearly a row, which I absolutely loved. It's heavy. It really does feel so nice on the body. It's almost like a weighted blanket. But when you're doing that much crochet work, you're constantly moving this very chunky garment around. The lack of stretch also makes it an incredible arm workout if you want, you know, to build those muscles. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.